Hello and welcome to episode number 154 of the Veeam Community Recap. I am at home and so is Madalena, but I had to take this call early. Good. Is it even afternoon yet for you, or is it still morning for you?
Yes, it is, Rick. It is afternoon. It's 1:30 p.m. We never talk so early. This is what we were saying earlier, right? Like we always do like after my time, 3, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So yeah, but hello everyone. It's good to be in normal circumstances again. I don't know how long it's gonna be that for, but yeah, I think we're gonna travel soon, so you're gonna see us in different circumstances.
I on the record day of next week, I will be in town, but I think I'll have to move it early again because I think I'm triple booked. I think we have the call with Hannes and something else at the normal time. Our
We always do, right?
Our schedules are crazy. Funny story for everyone. Something you can expect. You might see some of our community people doing a webinar externally about community stuff. And let's just say we put the webinar people under some pressure to just find a day that works. And so let's just say our calendars are pieces of modern art. I think that's a fair way to put it.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yes, I agree.
I didn't think they understood. Oh, we're talking about April. It's 2 months out. I'm like, dude, lady, no,
Look
it's
at my
crazy.
calendar, even
Yeah,
like May or June.
yeah. Come on,
Yeah,
come on.
but yeah, that's
Anyways,
that's fun and it keeps us motivated, So yeah,
yeah.
it's fun.
So so it's funny because I'm in the dark cave of my basement doing this call versus you, because I'm at home at 6:20 or 6:30 in the morning for me. I did just roll out of bed, but I can do that with this hair, so that's okay.
It's easier for you.
It is easier for me, but no, good set of content here. You ready to jump into it?
Let's
Oh
do it.
no. Oh no. Whoops. Had a little glitch. Picked it up. Hopefully we put this edit together okay. We pushed out an emergency update and I hadn't used this computer in a few days and guess what? It was time. But no problem. All right, Maddie, first up on your list is actually a really, really cool one from Chris Arsenault around Ansible. This is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I was a bit confused. I was like, should we keep it in the Yara and script or should I move it to the automation desk? I was a bit confused. I just left it there because he chose to do it so. But as we know, like Chris is also another PowerShell lover, same as Steve Hartig. And he used to write scripts in PowerShell, but then he decided to take this to another level, as he says in there. He actually shares an article and he says it that he wanted to take it to another level and he decided to use Ansible, that we all know that this is written on Python, but it can still use natively PowerShell. So he's kind of automating the full cycle process in here in order to upgrade the Veeam Backup and Replication environments. And he had this thing called the Veeam Ansible Collection. So he's sharing the GitHub repo with us, and he's also if you're gonna go down on that page as well, you're gonna see, not here, but like on the post itself, there's going to be also like other links. If I'm not mistaken, maybe where is the installing? Oh no, this blog
Oh,
post there, the
this one,
blog
yeah.
post. No. If you go down, there's one more link, blog post, he says, and then he's kind of explaining. It's just the last line.
Ah, the blog post, the text you're
There you
talking
go.
about.
Yeah.
Blog
And then
posts.
he gives an overview of what he's trying to actually do, but he's talking about the Ansible collection. He's also mentioning Marcus. Marcus used to be a Vanguard as well, and he contributed. They kind of worked together on this project. And what he's doing in this post that we have at the script category is kind of giving us some updates on the V12.1 support, what are the breaking changes, what are some major changes, and then minor ones, some bug fixes. And one thing that he says in there is like, if you use V10, you should probably think that like maybe just to upgrade, because they are not going to support the installation of version 10 anymore. So this is really good. It's just kind of updates on what they've been doing since V12.1. But I would say just check out all this collection because it's really great. Go to the blog post, read that, go through the GitHub. There is a lot of great stuff in there.
Yeah, this is fantastic, Chris. And what I really like about this is whenever you are in an environment where you are going to deploy a lot of things quickly, Ansible is one of those platforms. And by the way, I think it's absolutely hilarious. His name
Yeah,
is
I noticed that.
ours that way, but this is
I
how you
know.
spell his name. He just given up on the domain name, keeping it easy for the masses to spell. Oh goodness, that's so American. But anyways, Chris, this is fantastic. Really appreciate you putting this in, and then the full scope, installing the previous link and the newer platforms, definitely important. So thank you for bringing this up, and good to call your name again here for sure. Next up, Michael Melter, one of the legends. Really good
Mhm.
discussion in cybersecurity space. By the way, thank you both for rocking the thematic groups this week. The canary test, the little tweet about safety and stuff, what we used to know around going into caves. Is he taking that logic to a backup
Yeah,
infrastructure?
it's so good. It's actually really good. I like it how he's taking it, like from the story and then goes to the technology. It's really great. But yeah, a great article, as you mentioned it overall, on how to harden your backup environment. And always just keep in mind that, like attackers will always find a way to bypass your defenses, gain access to your systems. And of course, you want to have at least one immutable repository. But then he says, like, well, even with that, you still have to look for more solutions. What can you do more? And then Michael talks about the honeypots. And for the people that don't know, but I think everyone would know here at the hub what a honeypot is, he's giving us like a link to Wikipedia, and we can find the definition in there. But um, basically is a computer security mechanism to detect, deflect, or in some manner counterattack attempts at unauthorized use of information systems. So this is what a honeypot is. And then Michael talks about the solution, thanks Canary, that has established a free of charge web service that can be used for this matter. And then he's obviously taking us through the demo on how to set up this, how to use it, and it seems like a really cool solution. And he said like it's both modular and then open source, and there are a bunch of techniques to trigger the alarm as well, and he's talking about that. And then he goes over, as I said, like really low level on how this works. And I really like the last paragraph he's sharing with us, and he says like, well, IT security is a process, not a single product, right? And I couldn't agree more on that. It's just like you always, you always have to find ways and solutions available, tools that can harden your environment. It's not just like one solution. You can always do more. So I really like that. And then he mentions, of course, the V12.1 functionalities, the features that are actually helping you to harden your environment. So pretty good article. Really liked it.
Yeah, this is a fantastic piece. And Michael, I gotta suspect you went through some sort of internal audit or internal assessment. And these types of drills are really fantastic. You always learn something. And I love this right up here. And for those of you out there, definitely check out some of these tools, go through these examples. I've heard of some of these tools, but I haven't heard of all of them. And I think like some of these are really cool, and some of these other ones down here, like right here, this list, I'm really familiar with all of these, but also I'm familiar with all of these because I know that a lot of these things, for example, these are right in the threat actor toolkit, those types of things. So definitely good stuff. Thank you so much for sharing that, Michael Melter. Next up, Luis Eduardo Serrano. Thank you for joining our live stream last week, Luis Eduardo, talking about Google Cloud and Google Cloud getting some love about deploying the plugin. And uh, I think this is really a cool video and a little bit of text to go with it. This is great.
Yeah, I mean, how do I see it for this one? I think it's like, are you new to VBR for GCP? Well, I think this is a great tutorial for you. You can just watch this one, and like you can just see all the steps on how to do it. And yeah, it's mainly for people that are just starting from what I've watched. And he's just using the Google Cloud plugin in for the Veeam Backup and Replication, and then you can add Veeam Backup for Google Cloud appliances to the backup infrastructure, and then you can perform a bunch of operations from the Veeam Backup and Replication console. And basically, Luis is providing us with a list right there in the text, but also like he's going through it while he's explaining how to do it. And yeah, overall, it's really good, easy to understand video for everyone.
Big question I've got. I think Luis is in Portugal, if I'm right.
He's actually in Brazil.
In Brazil, but what is so I get Portuguese keyboard, but what is, and I really would love to know, Luis, what is, see if I can get this in here. I get that Portuguese keyboard, but what is PTB2 on the sister? I don't know what that means. I'll be honest with you, Maddie, I couldn't take my eye off it. I don't know what it means, so it was distracting me. But
Well,
anyways,
he's gonna give us an answer in the comments.
sometimes I just get wrapped around the axle and the details, but this is a really good overview here, Luis Eduardo Serrano. So thank you so much for this, and keep on rocking and rolling, if you know what I mean. All right, next up is our special department news. And this guy at it again. What's this one all about?
Yeah, I think this conversation actually synchronized very well with the Cloud Native Computing Foundation event that will take place at the end of March. Is it in Paris? It's somewhere in
Yes,
Europe.
Cloud Native Computing
Yeah.
Foundation Con and KubeCon, March in Paris. Yeah.
So yeah, that's great because we're gonna have it at the end of this month, the 27th of February, which is like next week on Tuesday. And yeah, basically Nitish is a Code Cloud ambassador. We had Mumshad for one of our shows, who is the founder of Code Cloud. So we already kind of discussed about that. But for the ones that don't know, CNCF projects are actually the foundation of cloud native computing, and Kubernetes being one of the projects together with Envoy and Prometheus. And Nitish is one of the CNCF mentors. I do believe that Julia is also like part of this project, and she's an ambassador. If I'm not mistaken, she's going to present as well at this event in Paris, or she's going to attend it. So
she's going to be at
she's
KubeCon
gonna be
here.
there.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
so that's good. And then also, like, as far as I know, and I think it says in there in the description, Nitish was also part of the Kyverno project, which is a policy engine designed for Kubernetes. I remember he wrote an article at the
Yeah.
Kubernetes Corner about that, and he said he's going to get back with more information on that, with some updates, but I don't think he got back with that. But we are looking forward to hear more on this show. I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about it. So I think this is
This
going
was
to be
it.
great. Yeah.
He posted this a couple, well, how about 5 months ago? And
Mm-hmm.
yes, this was a very, very good post, Nitish. It's really good to have you back here for a presentation. So thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Nitish. This will be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's see. It's Tuesday of next week, so it's coming up, everybody. So
Yeah,
good
just
stuff.
go and register.
Yeah.
Be
All right.
present.
Next up, the March V100 show on March 7th. Two Belgians and someone from the Netherlands go into a webinar. Let's hope that all three walk out. All right, we got DDA, Nico, and Edwin with an unbreakable
Yes.
fabric. You know what? I love this. Edwin with a great security focus. Nico always really deep in the weeds with Veeam stuff. DDA always thinking about resiliency. These three together should actually have a really, really good view, a Belgian redefinition moderated by somebody from the Netherlands. I'm just,
It's gonna
if you
be
know, you
great.
know. Yeah, yeah,
It's gonna be
yeah.
great, and I'm telling you why this is gonna be great. It's gonna be in 2 weeks, basically. So
Yeah.
there is still time for everyone to register. March 7th. It's gonna be 10 a.m. New York time, if I'm not mistaken. I think I should be right. Let me
Usually they're at
just.
10 a.m. Yeah, they usually are.
Yeah. But yeah, why this is going to be good? Because Nico's company actually developed this solution, and then DDA is like an end customer and he's using the solution. So he's going to talk from that perspective from about this. So it's going to be really awesome. And Edwin will ask the right questions as well.
I hope so.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I
Edwin
think it's
is.
going to be good.
I'm actually looking forward to this one, and I love what we do with the V100 show. It's a very different series of content and stuff like that. And this one should be good. So thank you, Edwin. Thank you, Nico. Thank you, DDA. This will be a good one. All right, still in special department. Just realized I didn't bring up the PowerPoint of what we do after special department because I had this like emergency update, but I'll get that ready there in the background. Um, we had this week two knowledge base articles I want to bring to everyone's attention. In version 12, there was the copy and move. Well, I don't know about copy, but definitely for move. Yeah, copy wouldn't require this, but if you're doing the move, this knowledge base article has been published, and actually it makes perfect sense, but we had a lot of people call about the vMover capability because the number one thing that is in the KB that we're supposed to do is find that backup job and disable it. And actually now my mind is melted because I didn't even think about that. And so it would make sense, especially if you're moving a lot, if the job starts to run, um, it would, first of all, it can resume incremental backups in the new location, but it won't fail if part of the files are missing. But anyways, disable copy from one repository to the other, move. It looks like it's written for both copy and move. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know the most important part is to disable and then enable the job. This is the type of thing that can give you a lot of grief, and I think that's important, Madalena. It's like, yes, we have this new capability, but we really didn't close the loop on how to use it. And I think this is
Mm-hmm.
important to get that out. So,
Yep, absolutely. Good, we have it now.
and then the next KB that I wanted to share is harnessing all of my advice from Kirsten Stoner on my team over the years about Veeam 1. And we've talked so many times, Madalena, about exporting backups or exporting Veeam configuration backups as a means to move the Veeam server, which
Mm-hmm.
maybe people doing a lot of that now. In fact, I moved my home lab from VMware to Hyper-V, but I did it all with Veeam with a config backup and a config restore. If you're moving Veeam 1, the process is a little different, but this has been updated. This knowledge base actually is going on 10 years old. As Veeam 1 changes over the years, it's taken on some new things. But just to highlight, if you have a Veeam 1 database that you want to move to a new system, like from a virtual machine to a physical machine, or from a physical machine to a virtual machine, or from either physical or virtual, from say an old Windows Server
Mhm.
2012 to a new Windows Server 2022, you can do that with this KB. So just wanted to highlight those things for everybody with the special department news. And man, Madalena, I sure hope my day gets better after this, because it's a rough start today. But
It will. It has to. The sun
it
will
has
shine
to.
today.
Has to. All right. Well, let's start with the end with the who's new, and we got 75 new users. Thank you, Sophia, for preparing this. And Network Ninja, I wonder if there's anything to discern about the 0 and the 1 other than making it look like a password. So, Network Ninja, tell us about those numbers. That's a cool one. I like
Yeah,
that.
it is. I think that says computer, binary.
It definitely says
That's,
IT.
yeah,
Yes,
IT. So I
definitely.
don't think there's anything behind that.
Okay, maybe I'm overthinking it. I always try to look and see what is there to be seen about these usernames. And like I said, we did last week start just showing the pics. I kind of miss the long list. I don't know. Maybe we'll change it up. I like it.
Yeah, a little bit, but it was a bit too much, right, for Safia to always put all those names together. So maybe we can keep the last two pages, like Alfred's pick and Safia's picks.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, Sophia never complained. Maybe she complained to you. I don't know. But
No, she never
yeah, okay.
complains. But yeah,
Okay.
anyways.
Please don't start complaining, Sophia, but we do appreciate your work ethic. She's fantastic. Really big help on the team. But Madalena, thank you so much for curating the content here this week. Oh, I have something special I'm sharing, hopefully today,
Oh,
just so you know. I'm not
okay.
trying to ask for it to be featured next week, but I had a very interesting revelation that I want to share. In the first place I'm
Okay.
taking it is the Veeam community. So we'll see.
Okay, let's do that then. That sounds interesting. You made me curious now.
Yes, I'll let you know, but please, no favors. I'm not asking you to pick it. Just letting
Okay.
you know. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So,
Cool.
all right,
Thank
Maddie. Hey,
you.
thanks again, and everyone. Let's see. Next week, I'm not traveling on record day. I have a trip earlier in the week. I'll probably be back home, but let's hope I can get a little bit more rest and not be the Darth zombie that you see here. But we'll see you next week, everyone.